I bought a space shuttle.
You what?
NASA is getting rid of all their space shuttles. I bought one.
You don't have the money for
I'm having
space shuttle.
I'm having it
millions of dollars.
I'm having it gold plated.
Dude, you say the craziest shit.
That's
to
billions of dollars.
Act like you're rich.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
And I'm Chris D'Elia. I want to know what money you're going to use to get that fucking space shuttle. The 30 grand you made for fucking Three Stooges.
Hey,
Hey,
he made
I
more
made a
than
lot
that,
more.
dude. He's going to make more on residuals.
My shit, my dad says money.
All right, well, dude, a space shuttle costs...
It still costs way too much money.
Right now, going rate is about $27,000. You can buy a space shuttle.
That's not true. That's not true.
I bought one, and Jaleel White bought one, and I think...
First of all, that's so fucking weird. I don't think you're telling the truth.
And Elton Brand, who's a basketball player.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are the only guys who have.
Sixth man?
Now they're out. Yeah, I don't know. I forget where he plays. I used to play for the Clippers or something.
Right.
Anyway, I got a space shuttle. I don't know where to put it.
That's
you
great.
bought one already?
I bought it. I have it.
You know what? You're a fucking idiot, dude.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man.
You're getting me tense.
Don't call me that.
You're getting me fucking
Hey,
tense.
Chris.
Hey, Chris, you're making
Hey,
muscles.
guys. Hey, audience listening abroad. You want to hear how to get Chris really pissed off? Watch this. Hey, man.
Don't do that.
Hey, man.
You fucking
Hey,
me.
man.
Hey, do we have that awesome tweet that guy from Turkey
What?
sent? There was a tweet I saw, or like a message that you texted
Oh,
me.
hey, Chris. Brian's trying to talk about the internet again.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, Brian, you way to go, buddy, man. You
Oh
don't
my
fucking
God.
get shit.
It's
First of all,
like-
that was not a tweet. This is how fucking clueless Brian is. That was not a tweet.
I'm not
and
good
you
at
can
this shit.
listen, and you can tell it wasn't a tweet. You know why? Because it was 4,000 characters.
There you go.
Okay? And it was a review of our podcast on iTunes.
Well,
on fucking iTunes.
we read all the reviews, so if you guys write them.
That's like I
wanna read a
that's
lot
like
of
Brian. That's just like a dad, just like a fucking dad at home, like with a hey kids, hey, did you guys get that new iPod?
Did you read that tweet?
Hey, did you guys read the Twitter?
Guys,
Hey kids, I got a Twitter. It's
I'm
called
not that much older than you fucking
all we
guys.
do, but you act like it.
Stop ganging up on me.
Hey kids, I'm gonna call my tweeter Daphne and Brandon's dad tweets. No, Dad, that's too long. Anyway.
Stop ganging up on me.
Yo,
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, look, here's the deal. You guys fucking... First of all we do is bullshit on this fucking podcast, okay?
Yeah.
I honestly got to say, I think that the show's missing something.
What?
What could it possibly be missing? Nothing?
No, I think that, like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and, like, you know, it's like...
What, you want to talk about politics? And
Don't
stuff?
talk about
you guys
our
know.
audience.
I'm not, listen. You guys know that I'm not very political, right?
you don't
okay?
read.
you're not.
You don't read
hold on.
anything.
And no, news for you, dude. Here's a current event. I've been reading the newspaper for the past few months, and I think that we should do a segment.
No. Look,
Can we
let me
do
tell
it?
you something.
What do you mean a segment?
That will be a mistake. Our audience knows what they get from the 10-minute podcast. They don't want us to.
But I think it might be a good idea to, you know, there's a lot of things that people want to talk about. There's hot button issues that, you know, I've been learning about, and I think that we should do a segment.
Let me, just as an example, what would your segment be called?
I don't know, like Current Eventin It with Chris or something?
That's the dumbest. That makes no sense. It completely. Nobody's gonna think that that's a reliable news source.
I like it.
And now, Current Eventing It with Chris.
Hey, listeners, welcome to Current Eventin It with Chris.
What the fuck was
And
that? Who was that guy?
Here we talk about hot button issues all across the world.
Wait a minute.
And we offer opinions, and we get to hear about you guys, what you guys want to talk.
All right,
So,
go ahead, let him go,
you guys, let's do one here. I've been noticing today, and in the past few days, how do you guys feel about the Greek voters punishing two main parties for the collapse? What do you think about that?
I have a commentary on that. They're very far away in Greece, and don't give a shit. Don't give even a shit.
Now, see, that's the problem with you guys today, okay? Now, let me tell you something, because it was plunged into uncertainty on Sunday, and the voters bolstered a neo-Nazi right wave of protest.
You're just reading off
that
your
and
computer.
acting like you're making commentary. You read that right off the computer.
You read it off your laptop.
You're acting like you're saying it in conversational English, but you just read it.
No, that's not true. The outcome, along with with that in France, is expected to resonate far beyond Europe, and I possibly What's that?
Say it again and try it in English.
The outcome, I'm saying France, and it's because it's a hot button issue, and you gotta understand.
Issue. Do you know what you're even fucking saying?
Of course I do.
Do you know what the issue in France is? What is it?
Yes. First of all, Greek voters are punishing two main parties for their collapse. Okay?
You're reading that.
No, I'm not reading it. But you've got lobbyists everywhere.
What is the collapse? What's the collapse in Greece?
Yeah, it's all about this. Yeah, it all comes down to one fucking hot button issue. But what I'm trying to tell
what
you,
is the
I swear to God, if you say hot button issue one more time, I'll fucking knock you out with my microphone.
Okay, here's another question. What's going on in France right now?
France?
Yeah, what's the headline?
We're talking about Greek.
I know what's not going on in France.
What?
Fucking showering.
Okay.
All right, dude, don't be ignorant.
That's what's not going on.
That's not true.
I'll tell you what is going on in France, though. Some fucking pretty tasty triple cream cheeses and
all right,
bread.
Well, you think about food and dick and the 10-minute
you guys,
podcast.
This is not China. In old tradition, races to airbrush fallen leader out of the public life. So now there's a guy in China, obviously, he's leading a bunch of guys. And the thing is that when you try to follow him, if he's a fallen leader and they're trying to airbrush him out of the public life, what is the deal with that?
You're the worst.
No, I'm not.
You're the worst political commentator in the history of the world.
And I'll tell you something too. In Chongqing, China, until recently, visitors they arrived to the urban planning exhibition hall where he greeted with a high-tech shrine to Bo Zilal, and it's like, what? I'm trying to ask you guys if that's a hot button issue or not.
Do you say it again? You said hot button issue again. I'm getting real mad.
You're the worst news anchor / political commentator in the world. You don't read.
I'm not.
This is the first time you've ever read a headline. You have no idea what's going on.
No.
Right. Who's the president of France?
Well, first of all, we're not talking about France, and that's obviously you're trying to deflect it because you don't know anything about China. Because in February, 2 days after Mr. Bo's police chief Wang Lijian sought to refuse an American consulate, and the consulates out there are fucking crazy. If you're talking about lobbyists and you're talking about partisans, then what you got to do is you've got to. There's an underlying hot button issue that we're all afraid of, and the cultural revolution, and it's further tweaked during the political purges that followed the.
You're reading.
No, I'm not. Chris, you're literally.
So you're saying that there wasn't Tiananmen Square protests in July 1989?
Hey, I'm not saying that. We're not.
That is bullshit because we all know that.
Dude, you're freaking out.
Okay, look, this is the 10-minute podcast. We should be talking about beating the shit out of each other, or Brian, you're a fucking asshole.
Lessons of Iraq helped U.S. fight a drug war in Honduras.
Okay, Chris,
and I'm telling you,
Chris, what you're out of your mind.
No.
What is? Let's see how much you know about politics. Who is the U.S. Secretary of State?
Okay, look, dude, we're talking. Now, here's the deal.
Who
you don't
is
know
the
about
U.S. Secretary of State?
Now, there's an operating base in
Who
Morocco,
is the U.S. Secretary of
Honduras.
State?
The United States military is pressing.
I'm closing this.
Please don't close that. I'm on Facebook. I'm chatting.
Who's the vice president?
Jaleel White.
No, it's not Jaleel White.
I didn't say Jaleel White.
Honduras is the latest focal point of American drug war.
I don't
and that's very obvious. Now let me tell you something.
Can we just talk about the size of our dicks or
no?
Hey,
you know what? We can. In the meantime, there's a drug war going on in Honduras, and as Mexico puts the squeeze on narcotics barons using its territory to transistor hub. I mean, more than 90% of cocaine.
Okay, take his fucking computer away.
Look,
take his fucking computer.
Listen to me.
No, stop. Fucking. Let's talk about dick size. Yeah. Let's talk about who
that
fucked
would be a
that
good
chick.
Idea. Let's talk about that when amid Brazil's rush to develop, workers resist. You know what, you guys? You could talk about dick size, but it's like this: the revolt on the banks of Madeira River, the Amazon's. Now that's the Amazon's largest tributary, flared after sunset.
Fjord,
yeah,
not flared.
Not flared.
It's flared.
Fjord.
Now,
it's fjord.
Flared.
You fucking idiot.
If you're looking at me like it's not a hot button issue, then I'm going to come at you with all my lobbyists and all my my different parties. First of all, it doesn't matter whether you're a part of the.
What are you doing to our show?
The Democratic parties, you're part of the Republican parties, even if you're independent, you got to understand.
No, stop.
You got to understand that in Brazil,
thank God.
There's a rush to develop.
That was the worst podcast we've ever done in our lives.
This is what the fuck.
You guys are jealous that I'm politically.
You should call your
now.
political segment "What the Fuck" because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Chris, that. If I may, I don't know why did you hijack the show and turn it into a political news hot button news show?
Because there's some shit out there that people are trying to turn their heads and they're trying to pretend like it's not happening.
Yeah, and
with jokers like you talking about your dick size and shitting, and excuse me for trying to make the world a better place by getting people informed about hot button issues.
No, they can go to the.
You're not informed. You're not informed.
I am informed. How did I know about all that shit about that was going on in Brazil?
They can go to the Guardian UK. They can go to fucking.
How did I know about all the fucking Iraqi bullshit?
You don't need.
How did I know about all the Iraqi bullshit?
You read it off the internet. Thanks for listening to the 10-Minute Podcast. We're on Twitter and Stitcher and iTunes. Thanks for subscribing.
Fuck you.
10minutepodcast.com. Don't call me a dick. All right, I'll leap across this table. And
all right, come on.
Don't get violent.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm just saying, don't call me a dick. I
don't care what you're saying. You're being a little bit of a dick.
That's a bit of a request that you can honor.
Okay, but it's a shitty request.
For you to not call me a dick?
You dick.
You're a dick sometimes.
I'm not a dick.
That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
I'm not a dick.
Well, you are, though.
Whatever. Hey, it's the 10-minute. Welcome to the 10-minute podcast. I'm not a dick. Hey, you want to buy something on Amazon? You know what to do. You go to 10minutepodcast.com. You buy it on the banner there. Hit the banner. We'll get a little kickback. Also, there's a GameFly thing there.
GameFly.
Yeah. And you get a free 15-day trial. We'll get a little kickback. Keep the show going.
I'm Chris D'Elia.
My name is Will Sasso.
Hey, wait. Don't jump the order like that. That's obnoxious.
All right, well, it
doesn't really matter.
Go to ChrisD'Elia.com.
I like an order.
Go to ChrisD'Elia.com and check out my dates. I'm going to San Diego, Connecticut. I'm going to Addison, Texas.
Jesus.
These are the places I'm going to. Okay, San Francisco.
It's not a platform.
Sacramento.
This is
Portland.
Brian. This is Brian. The kid.
Connecticut.
This is
I said that one.
You already
New
said
York.
Connecticut.
Can I get my name out?
Sure.
Can you
Go
say
ahead.
your name?
This is Brian the Kid Callen.
Dude.
Don't do that.
Hey, man, that's a really
I
dumb
got the
song.
song
And if
stuck
you
in my
want
head.
real comedy,
You don't have a
I have
song
a song stuck in my head. What do you want?
If you want real comedy, you go to BryanCallen.com. Don't do
I
that.
got this fucking Beyonce song stuck in my head.
But
It's
can
so
I,
dumb.
Can I pitch where I'm going to be?
Okay, sure, yes.
I'll be in Marco Island, Florida in March, and
Rihanna. It's a Rihanna song.
in Kansas City at Stanford.
There's no Rihanna song that goes ra-da-dee-da-da, Rihanna.
What about that one that goes la da dee da da, la da da dee da da da, la da da dee da da, ra ta ta dee da 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 dee da 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 da. What about that one?
What is that one?
Well, that's what he sings.
Wanna be my lover?
Hey man, that song.
Wanna be my lover?
She doesn't say yeah,
he does.
buddy. Wanna be my lover?
He dresses
yeah,
up.
buddy.
He dresses up for an old man.
No, I don't.
Like Rihanna.
Listen to me.
And does some private dancing.
He drives up to Merv Griffin's house,
Guys,
even though
guys.
Merv is passed.
Hey, you
guy
out.
gives
guys.
him $27.
You guys.
What?
You know what it's time for?
And now, Current Eventin It with Chris.
Hey, Chris D'Elia here, and I'm just back trying to tell you guys about what's going on in the world, of course. I'm very knowledgeable about the world. You guys both know I'm very current.
This is the second time we've done Current Eventin It.
Let me tell you something that's been bothering me lately.
Oh, what's that?
U.S. officers training and obviously, and then they're trying to give other aid to Syrian rebels. Now, here's the thing about this. The United States is significantly stepping up its support for the Syrian opposition.
Are you
That's
reading?
obvious.
He's
No, I'm not.
reading that.
It's senior administration officials. They said this on Wednesday.
You're not enunciating your words.
No, they said this on Wednesday, helping to train rebels at a base in the region.
You're reading
You're
off
reading.
your phone.
And for the
Get
first
off your
time,
phone,
they offered
dude.
you know what they did? They offered armed groups non-lethal assistance and equipment that could help their military campaign. Now, this is the kind of thing where I'm just like, okay, well, that's fine. But if the training mission, which it already is underway, it represents the deepest American involvement yet in the Syrian conflict. So I'm like, okay, if that's the deepest thing in the conflict yet, then what are we doing there?
Okay. You sound like a
not an
22-year-old girl.
question, yeah.
That's a very weird thing.
What are we doing there?
Also, what are we doing
there? Because John Kerry is all about that. You know.
Okay, but can I say something? Just Chris, this is the second time we've done Current Eventin It.
Yeah.
Just because you read something off your phone and then say, and that's obvious.
Senate in a more affordable mode backs Treasury nominee. Now, this one is actually kind of hilarious. The Senate on Wednesday easily, and for the most part, affably confirmed President Obama's pick for the Treasury Secretary, Jacob J. Lew. You guys know this guy?
No, I don't.
Okay, no, I know, but
man.
a day after the
It's
president's
not-
nominee for defense secretary narrowly survived a high politicized confirmation vote. I'm just like, okay, if it's going to be that much of a blowout, little of acrimony that held up.
Do you know what acrimony means?
Yeah,
Chris?
I do.
What does it mean?
Well, can I just finish?
What does acrimony mean?
Okay,
It
well,
means
it
to
held
get together in holy acrimony.
Yeah, okay.
Like when you get married.
And they held up the nomination of Chuck Hagel, the former Nebraska senator who began his first day as defense secretary on Wednesday, was president of the debate over Mr. Lowe. So I'm just like, if you got the two of them, it's pretty much fucking going to be over. But they
What does that mean?
What does that mean, man?
You're making
but they
no
got
sense.
Lou.
You're
You're
not a political pundit.
He's the worst.
You're not a political. You're not a news commentator of any sort. This is not an editorial comment. You're just reading off your phone.
I am commenting on
Yeah,
what's
you're
going on in
commenting.
the
But you
world.
don't read anything, and
In
you don't
the
even
world.
know where's Syria.
Syria
Give
is
me one country at borders.
That's stupid, dude, because right now I'm kind of on a roll. Where am I from? New Jersey? Well, guess what? As casinos struggle, New Jersey tries new ways to bet. Okay, that's just the thing that that's
big
the
news.
title
this
of it.
This is not what you would read if you were a news pundit.
So a generation, get this, in Trenton. A generation ago, New Jersey introduced casino gambling to Atlantic City to boost the sagging fortunes of the nation's most famous sport.
Stop slurring your words,
boardwalk resort. Okay, fine. So that happened. Fine. Now, with the casinos themselves ailing, which is definitely happening, a shimmering $2.6 billion resort built with tax incentives announced last week that it was entering bankruptcy less than a year after it opened. The state is doubling down.
What do you think about that, Chris?
I think that's insane. Okay,
what's insane?
What's insane about it?
Well, I mean, first of all, $2.6 billion is a lot of money. I mean, to anybody, that's a lot of money.
How many millions?
To coin a phrase from what you say, and that's obvious.
Yeah, no, I know.
So don't say it.
So Governor,
wait, I have a question.
You guys know this guy? You guys know this guy? Governor Chris Christie?
Yes, the big fat guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He signed a bill on Tuesday authorizing internet gambling, which would allow people to play casino games from their mobile phones or laptops. I smell trouble. Dude, imagine a guy.
The norm.
Imagine a guy who's just got an addiction and he's got to make a phone call. Oh, I'll do a little betting.
Hey, Chris,
insane.
How many millions in a billion?
So many.
How many?
But I'm not here to do math. I'm just here to do Current Eventin It.
Right.
Samsung armors Android to take on BlackBerry.
What?
Now that's just something kind of pressing on everybody's minds. Okay.
It's not pressing
on everybody's mind.
Barcelona, Spain.
Right.
Enter Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah, that's a city.
But Samsung Electronics, which continues to vex Apple. I mean, Apple's just like, what the fuck is going on?
No, Apple. Can I stop you there?
Now
Apple
has another target. The BlackBerry.
Hey, man, Apple is not like, what the fuck
is
going on?
They're vexed. They're definitely vexed. You can't argue with that.
Look, if you were on CNN...
Samsung smartphones have been the best sellers all over the world, but the company has been until recently. Now listen to this. Marketing them to consumers, not businesses. Okay? Over the last year, Samsung, the South Korean manufacturer, now I don't know if many people know that, has been quietly beefing up the Google Android software that runs the smartphones to business, give the phone more security.
Samsung, that's why.
So that's just they're trying to make it more secure.
A lot of the
How insane is that?
A lot of the Apple products would come out a little earlier, a little before they've finished their beta testing because they're a little worried about Samsung. Now that's not even half a commentary.
I just think
but you're just reading.
No, I'm not reading.
You're
I'm not reading.
You're the worst.
I'm just thinking that a lot of phone companies is going to be in trouble.
What is?
Okay, but that's just
because times are changing.
Okay, but that means that also means nothing.
You guys know Minnesota wrestler loses his eligibility by selling a song.
What?
I can barely say this one without fucking cracking a smile. But 2 sticky notes dangle. This is Minneapolis here. New sticky notes dangle from the bottom of a flat screen monitor in Joe Bowman's off-campus apartment in large printed handwriting. Yeah, Joe Bowman's this guy. This guy. The printed handwriting. One reads, and I'll read. I will inspire. The other reads, I will impact. I have him all over the place. He's like, I interviewed him the other day.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
A 21-year-old wrestler at the wrestler in Minnesota. Now that's ludicrous. That is ludicrous.
You sound like your mic was cutting out.
That he would be doing that. Why would this guy, who is a wrestler, he's just gonna up and be like, I'm gonna make a song?
I don't know.
I know. That's the fucking kicker about this whole thing.
Who cares though?
You're boring.
A lot of people. I'll tell you that much.
You don't know anything about what you're saying. You never read the newspaper.
I don't get what you're saying.
Anything about the world. I could ask you 5 questions. You wouldn't know the first thing. Who's the most recent Secretary of Defense? What's his name?
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows that. If I just do that, I'm going to be wasting time.
What's his name?
You know what isn't wasting time? Let me talk about how this is happening. Existing Fifth Avenue Station suburbs, they found a trap.
Suburbs?
Okay. The travelers stewed. Caught right between the trip where they were sure they had completed and then
you're the worst reader. I don't understand what he's saying.
In the reach.
Hey, enunciate, you fucking lazy
I
man.
am. Hey,
mash mouth.
A question of ethics.
Fucking mash mouth, man.
Subway
You sound like a 6-year-old boy asking his mom for cookies. Mom, can I have a cookie? Mom, can I have a cookie? Mom, can I have a cookie?
But listen,
because I really want a cookie. That's
I'm
obvious.
not going to listen anymore.
About the
anymore.
existing Fifth Avenue. But first, they had to figure out
thank
where they're
God.
falling apart.
Thank fuck.
Where they
what was that?
So what, you just
and this has been Current Eventin It with Chris.
No, I didn't learn anything.
You don't just put your own theme song at the end.
A lot of problems are people offer their opinions. I'm just stating the facts. I'm doing what we're doing. I'm trying to educate the world what's happening. I'm not trying to color what's going on.
You read off your phone and did a bad job even of that because I didn't understand what you fucking said.
A word you said,
I learned nothing
Well, New
about
Jersey's
that.
going to be in a lot of trouble in sword phone companies, and that's obvious. That's what we learned today.
Companies?
What the fuck are you?
Sword phone
Hey, you
companies?
mash mouth motherfucker! I'll smack you right in the face.
You got a long way to go to be a news.
Don't even get me started on Lydia. Don't even get me started on Libya.
What's her deal?
No,
hey, thanks for listening to the 10-Minute Podcast. Thanks for downloading and subscribing on iTunes. Please rate and review us there. Share the show with your friends. We're on Twitter at 10MinPod, Facebook/10MinPod. 10-Minute Podcast is on Vine, the new Vine app. Get that. Chris is on the Vine app. I'm on the Vine app.
I'm not.
Brian knows so little about phones.
I will.
I read so much.